Before we solve this problem, let's make sure you have the facts straight. We know that Maria's got two accounts. One account has $10,000 and earns interest at X%. And she's got a second account with $8,000 that earns interest at Y%. In other words, quantity A is going to be X% of $10,000, and quantity B is going to be Y% of $8,000. Now remember, the word percent simply means divided by 100, and the word of means multiply. So we can think of quantity A as X over 100 times 10,000, and we can think of quantity B as Y over 100 times 8,000. Of course, we can also simplify these statements a bit. In the case of quantity A, when we knock out two zeros from top and bottom, we get X times 100 or 100X. And in the case of quantity B, again, when we knock out two zeros in top and bottom, we're left with Y times 80 or 80Y. In other words, we're really comparing 100x to 80y. Now remember, the problem tells us x equals 3y over 4. And we can take this information and we can plug it into quantity A to simplify our comparison. And when we do, we get 100 times 3y over 4. The 100, of course, can be broken down to 4 times 25. And notice how the 4's cancel, leaving us with 25 times 3 times y, which of course is 75y. In other words, we're really comparing 75y to 80y. As a last step, remember, you can subtract anything you want from your two quantities as long as you subtract the same amount from both quantities. So to simplify this one step further, I'm going to remove 75y from both quantities, leaving us with 0 for quantity A and 5y for quantity B. In other words, we know B is guaranteed to be bigger than quantity A because the problem tells us y is greater than 0, and 5 times a positive value is always going to be greater than 0, making quantity B bigger than quantity A. And of course, anytime B is bigger than A, that means that B is the correct answer.